So this morning we're going to continue what we do every August. We watch movies and then we look and see what we can find in them in terms of a message for us. Now, we've gotten a little bit of feedback, people asking us, why aren't you doing films that are explicitly about faith, especially our Christian faith? And there's a little bit of method behind our madness. Those are excellent films. But sometimes it feels like we separate things into sacred and secular, when in fact God is present in many things. And when we watch movies that have a message, it gives us insight into our culture and gives us insight to the questions people ask. So that's why we're exploring today the popular Disney film Soul. How many of you have had an opportunity to see that? All right, great. How did you like that film? Did you like that movie with Joe in it? Yeah, great. All right. Well, Soul tells the story of Joe Gardner. He's a middle school band teacher who wants to be a jazz musician. In fact, he believes it's the purpose of his life to be a jazz musician. Every chance he gets, he does an audition, and every time he goes away disappointed that he's not the one chosen. Well, finally, one day, he gets the audition with a famous saxophone player, and she really likes his stuff, and so she tells him to come back that night, and she'll give him an opportunity to play with her on the keyboards at the Half Note in New York City. He is so excited that he loses track of time and space, falls into one of those famous New York City manholes, and dies. And so when we join him in this movie, we see Joe, Soul, ascending up to the great beyond. Well, Joe decides he's not quite ready for that trip to the great beyond. He makes a reversal and heads the other direction and ends up at a place called the Great Before, where they're training all the little tiny new souls to get ready to come to earth to live out their purpose. They're assigned a mentor, and when they get enough points of preparation, then they're ushered onto planet Earth to live out their lives. And so Joe finds a way to kind of manipulate things so that he can get back to Earth. Now, his companion on this journey is another interesting little soul whose name is 22. You'll notice that 22, all the other kids to be that Joe meets there in the Great Before are like in the trillions numbers, but 22 has been there in the Great Before for centuries, never quite able to earn enough points to qualify for a trip to Earth. Not been easily mentorable, let's say. All right? So 22 is a delightful little character. And so as Joe and 22 find a way to get to Earth through the back door, then we find them on a great adventure. And what I want to show you first is a little clip. Joe finally gets the gig that he wants, and, well, you see what happens. This is him after he gets back home that night, after he plays the gig. This is what he's been dreaming his entire life for. Let's see what happens. All right. So you can see there that after he finally fulfills his lifelong dream, he's got this jazz gig with this famous saxophonist. He goes home and saying, "Is that it? That's what I've been fixated on all of these years?" And what you saw there were all of his memories of just the times in his life when there was a spark of life, something that was more important than his purpose in life was the presence of these little sparks of life. And he'd been missing the enjoyment of those because he was so focused on getting to that goal. I hope that message resonates with you. There's a lot of emphasis in our culture about living out our purpose. And at this church, we encourage you to live out your purpose. But we also want us to enjoy the journey along the way, to find those moments of life. some of those little moments of presence, the pizza, the little oak helicopter that we used to fly as kids, those were memories that he observed when 22 came to earth with him, never having been in a human body before, seeing it all for the very first time. And he realized that 22 was a messenger in his life. He went back to the great before and he mentored 22 so that she would be able to come to earth and experience all those joys, even though it meant that he would have to go on to the great beyond. He sacrificed his own dreams for her. And the powers that be were so impressed with what he did that they said, Joe, we're going to make an exception in your case. We're going to allow both of you to go back to earth. We'll pass around enough of those points for everyone. Go back and enjoy your life. Now, earlier this week, we asked Melissa Martin, who is a longtime member of our church, to comment on this movie and about her own experience of awakening to the spark of life in these past few months. Would you listen as Melissa speaks to us?
All right, Melissa, thank you so much for agreeing to talk with us this morning and tell us your story. I'm curious, Melissa, what did you get out of the Soul film?
Well, kind of the message I got from that is that you think you know what you want in life, but you have to really open your eyes and see what you have already and see the gift that God has given you and figure out the reason why you did not see it. So he had to go into Soul Land or whatever to find his dream or compassion. And in the end, it was teaching was his passion that God gave him the gift to do. Kind of pertaining to my own life, I went through a bout of severe depression for about 1 year and 3 months. It was caused, I passed out in my living room. Don't know how long it was, but when I woke up, boy, I was a different person. And obviously I hit something in my brain that messed up my chemical imbalance. And I turned to be a hermit. I did not want to see anybody. I didn't even want to go to work. I contemplated on suicide. And I prayed to God every day to bring me back. I look back on it, and I don't see that was me, because it wasn't me. But I think it took 1 year and 3 months for my brain to heal whatever part was damaged. With the grace of God, He brought me through this depression. I woke up from it, and He brought me back 4 times fold. I've never been more happy in my life. I've never felt Jesus in my heart so much. He's just radiating through me and just shining so bright, and I just got to release His energy and spread His word of love. And that's my mission right now. Just oh my gosh, just shine your light. Let Him shine through you, and that's what I'm doing. And so I decided that I wanted to be rebaptized, because when I was baptized, I was 12 years old. It was something that my parents felt like we should do. And so my brother and I, we got baptized at 12 and 13. I knew who Jesus was. I knew He was in me, but I didn't feel Him in me. I was too young to know that much about it. We went to church every Sunday, but we weren't involved in any extracurricular activities at church. I really didn't start going to church till I was probably 11 or 12. But I loved my church. It was in Corpus, Central Christian Church. Wonderful reverend. I decided this is the time for me to get rebaptized to reaffirm my love and my commitment to Jesus. Mm-hmm. He died for me. Every day, there's so many people that I meet, new people, and first thing that comes out is I'm blessed that the Lord has saved me again. And He saved me all through my life. He did it again, so I'm so grateful.
Yes, and we can definitely see the light in your eyes and the excitement. So,
Yes,
Melissa,
ma'am.
as we finish up here, what advice would you have for the rest of us as we're going through this pandemic? What have you experienced that you can share with us that could help us?
To show your love to the people that are around you. Pray for health and pray for wholeness. Let God lead the way. And if you feel something's wrong in your life, pray about it and let Him put you on the right path and follow your dreams. Follow what He has in your heart.
If you've seen Melissa around, you can see what a transformation that she has had, recovering that spark of adventure in life. We've got another clip we want to play. This is one of the role models from this film. It's a barber, and he's got a really important message that epitomizes the message of this movie. Let's play that. So wanted to be a veterinarian, thought that was the purpose in life. Circumstances intervened, claimed that barber chair as a place where good could be done and love could be shown. So Soul, the movie, reminds us that life is filled with sparks, little opportunities to find joy, peace, love, and meaning. There are moments every day that if we would slow down and look more closely, time slows down and we can hear the music. Reminds me of a Bible verse from Philippians. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. What you have learned and received and heard and seen in me, practice these things, and the God of peace will be with you.